YouTube, how's it going? The Goat House is back, and today we're going over my top sleeper signings of NFL free agency. In other words, sneaky good signings, in my opinion. I got a top 5 that I rank, and then I got a list of other sneaky good signings. You guys can play along in the comments. Give me some deals that you think fall under this category. Always talking on Twitter, breaking news, talking anything football related. Plenty of NFL content on here. We're turning to NFL draft content soon, so really excited about that. Hopefully you can join and subscribe. Check out walkthemock.com. If you're going to sign up, use code GOATHOUSE. You see all that underneath me. You also see a link in the comments section for anything that you need here. Here's our Twitter, at GoatHouseNFL, link down below. Check it out. Just always giving you guys updates on everything, whether it's anything offseason, free agency, the draft, so check it out. Coming in at number 5 here, I'm going to go Gerald Everett, sleeper signing. Could be sneaky good for the Seahawks here. 1 year, $6 million. Kind of wish it was a multi-year deal. I think that would have been, there's really no risk. He probably wanted to sign the 1 year deal, I'm assuming. But, yeah, get an athletic, weapon at the tight end position for Russell Wilson, a team that really values using the tight end. I think he can be super productive in the Seahawks offense. A cheap deal. I think he can take that next step to his game. Yeah, the problem here is he's probably going to ask for a lot more next year. I mean, a lot of free agents next year, a lot of 1 year deals. But, yeah, I see him doing some good things here in the Seattle Seahawks offense. So I'm just glad they got an athletic weapon, at the tight end position here. So he comes in number 5. Number 4, I'm going to go Danico Autry of the Titans. Danico Autry, and that was a 3-year, $21.5 million, so it's around $7 million per year. He was a pretty productive player for the Colts, and I thought that's while he was kind of out of position. They were almost using him as a pass rusher. And the Titans run a 3-4 scheme, and he'll play 3-4 defensive end for them. And they need pass rush, whether it's from the edge, Bud Dupree, or the D-line, Danico Autry, and they got that here. But, yeah, I just love the fit because, like I said, I thought he was pretty productive, kind of an underrated player when he was almost out of position, and now he's in position. I think it would be just as productive, or very logical to think more because he's in the right position now. So I thought that was, interesting. It just depends, if he whatever 3-4 team he ended up on, I was kind of gonna like it there. Just hoping that he ended up on a 3-4 team because I think that fits his game just a little more there. So that's a sneaky good signing for the Titans there. Number 3 is going to be former Lions linebacker Jarrad Davis going to the Jets. I was talking about him, before free agency as well, kind of being a sneaky guy because he was a first-round pick for a reason. And it didn't really work out with the Lions, but he had these moments when you watch him here and there where you would kind of see these plays or a few plays a game, not enough, but where it'd be like, okay, that's that first round pick that we saw, high motor guy, pretty damn rangy, but he was just super inconsistent, and that was kind of the problems, maybe why he got a cheaper contract. But that seemed to be a trend with guys just playing under Patricia for some reason. So now he goes to the Jets, fresh start, but not only that, playing under Robert Saleh. I think a really good fit. I think they can really turn around his career and get him back on track here. I guess that's the downside of being a 1 year because I think he's going to earn himself quite a bit more money, really boost his value going into next year. So I like the upside here. I think he can have a pretty damn good season here playing in just a better fit, better scheme, better defensive coach in general. So I think, we're going to start to see, maybe not fully, but we start to see a little more consistently, why Jarrad Davis was a first-round pick. Speaking of the Lions here, now we got one that's actually for the Lions. Number 2, because Davis was coming from Detroit. Now a guy that's going to Detroit, and Jamaal Williams. This was pretty much my favorite running back of free agency. I didn't think he was the best, but I saw the upside here and definitely going to be cheaper than some of the guys that were the best. So, and they got really good value here. 2 years, $6 million, $3 million per year, obviously. Jamaal Williams can be a starting running back, but he can also, in this case, he's going to split with DeAndre Swift. I think some weeks we'll see Swift kind of be that guy, have a better game, and some weeks Jamaal Williams. Really good blocker, really good blocking in the backfield, pass protection-wise. Can run, very strong runner, but also can give him the ball in the passing game as well. So I think kind of a complete package. We'll see if he'll be as good outside of Green Bay. I think he will. I think he fits what they're trying to do there in Detroit. So really good 1-2 punch. This is one of the better running back free agents, especially because of value. Detroit lands them. So last two guys were kind of linked in a way to the Detroit Lions, obviously, and number one is as well coming from the Lions, Marvin Jones. So that just happened to be a coincidence here, but Marvin Jones has always been a very underrated receiver, very good downfield, very productive. The Jaguars get him, and I'm good with them getting a guy like Marvin Jones, who was a bigger free agent wide receiver. But some people were talking the high end overpay for a guy. I didn't like that. I like going this route. 2 years, $12.5 million is somewhat of a steal in my opinion. And I think it really fits, somewhat similar style to DJ Chark, but you can always use two of those guys opposite side of the field. I think really, really good fit in a Trevor Lawrence style offense. So we're kind of predicting with this, but I've talked about this multiple times in some somewhat recent videos that what this does, DJ Chark and Marvin Jones, I think we'll say Trevor Lawrence, even if it's not Trevor Lawrence, which I expect it to be, but even if it's Wilson, Justin Fields, whoever the hell it is, it's going to stretch the field out big time. It's going to open things up for the running game. Anything, throws underneath. I think specifically, a guy like Laviska Shenault, who I like a lot, he's a do-it-all guy. I mean, he can go downfield as well, but I really like him. Just get the ball in his hands underneath, quick slants, even screens, end around. I think the stretch, how the field is stretched because of guys like Jones, Chark, and whoever the quarterback is, one of those guys. I think it really, really is going to open up some spots in coverage here, just any underneath these running lanes, whatever it is for this team. So I thought that was like a fit signing, opening things up more, and he's a really good receiver as well. I think they got him for really good value, so that's why he is number one. Really like that signing for the Jacksonville Jaguars. They made so many signings, so that it's common for that when teams make a lot of signings, but they're kind of all over the place. Ones I really love, and then ones I'm like, not so in love with, but they got better this offseason. Some other guys let's talk about. Panthers getting David Moore. Losing Curtis Samuel wasn't ideal, but David Moore was a steal at 2 years and $2.375 million per year. I think it's a pretty good steal. Whenever the Seahawks got him the ball, he was pretty successful, good downfield. I think he's going to be productive. In the Panthers offense, I think he's going to be productive, so that's a sneaky good signing. The Raiders get a couple here. Quentin Jefferson, when he played in Seattle, didn't really get things going in Buffalo last year. When he played in Seattle, he played everywhere across the defensive line. I mean, everywhere, and was super productive. It's a tough game plan for teams. The Raiders in general just need pressure, and I think they'll get some from Quentin Jefferson, mainly on the interior. And the same thing goes from Solomon Thomas. He can play D-end or he can play on the inside, and he'll get some pressure. So I think these are cheaper signings, something the Raiders needed, and they're kind of under the radar guys that I think are better than people give them credit for. So there's two guys there for the Raiders. Broncos, Mike Boone. I was talking about before he even signed, I'm going to like whoever gets Mike Boone, because Mike Boone, whenever he got an opportunity, which wasn't too often because the Vikings had Dalvin Cook and Alexander Madison, it's kind of the team, that just always finds the running backs there. And Mike Boone was legit when he got the opportunity, kind of a baby Dalvin Cook, maybe not as good catching the ball as Dalvin Cook, but overall, just a poor man's Dalvin Cook with a lot of upside. You look at the Broncos, they got Melvin Gordon, they got Royce Freeman, two guys that are going to be free agents next year. Boone is getting better the more he gets reps. This could be the guy going forward, a pretty good deal here, so somebody to look out for. Cowboys getting Keanu Neal. The injuries are a concern, but they're going to move him to weak side linebacker, which is definitely intriguing. It's interesting for sure. You like to think he has upside there, maybe more of a coverage linebacker. We know he can tackle, but at the same time, I think that moves other guys like Jalen Smith into their correct alignment, in terms of the linebacker position. So I think in general, it's sneaky good because it helps. It could help the defense. He's got to stay healthy here. So that was more of an intriguing signing here. And then the Bengals, it's a little risky. Maybe it's risky of me to put it on here because this is one that could backfire. Riley Reeve has had some struggles at times, but the Bengals, almost anything was an upgrade. But the upside here is they're going to put him at right tackle, and he can play pretty well at right tackle, perhaps if they get the other pieces, in the right spots there. So this could end up being pretty sneaky good for the Bengals. It's still up in the air, but definitely one to watch. And usually with these types of ideas, videos, I usually, don't even really consider guys that are returning to their teams, because I'm looking for sneaky good, got some upside, in a different change of scenery, change of scheme. But I went with a guy returning to his team here. I went with Marlon Mack, who was a very good running back before he got hurt last year. And people kind of forget about him maybe because he got hurt. They forget about him because maybe he only got $2 million. They forget about him because Jonathan Taylor's an up-and-comer, and Nyheim Hines actually really improved as a runner last year. But we can't forget that Marlon Mack is legit, very good vision, very good elusiveness, and he's kind of an under-the-radar guy all of a sudden. But there's going to be weeks where we're like, okay, Marlon Mack's running back one. There's going to be weeks that we're going to say Taylor. Maybe we were doing that down the stretch with Nyheim Hines last year. So they got a pretty good room over there, and I think Marlon Mack's a heck of a running back, I think, So I think that was a really good deal. But it's sneaky in a way because it's going to be more of an impact than people are really thinking right now. So that's why he went up there, even though I usually go with kind of the new team guys that are going to new teams. But so I guess that makes that one, that sneaky where it can make the list. So those are the ones I got. There's probably several that can fall under this category, even ones that we didn't talk about. And that's why you guys have the comment section. You guys can comment with what you got, because there could be, you can make the argument for a lot of guys, So let me know your thoughts there. We have videos similar to this on the channel, more to come. We got all kinds of grades for signings. And then we have a trade scenarios video. We got a recent mock draft, and we got a lot more NFL draft content on the way with the NFL draft approaching. Cannot wait for that. We have you covered on Twitter as well, so check that out. But for all that content, please subscribe, smash that like button, turn notifications on. Any link that you're looking for in the comments, pinned in the comments there. But that's going to do it. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.